In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit. Not a nasty, dirty, wet hole filled with the ends of worms and an oozy smell, nor yet a dry, bare, sandy hole with nothing in it to sit down on or to eat. It was a hobbit hole, and that means comfort. Hi Ben, hello Jack. Right, here we are back in the hobbit hole again. I've tweaked a couple of things since the last episode. Put some buttons up in here to represent coat hooks in the entry hole. I've made the dining room one block longer in this direction so that I can move these display cabinets away from these corner posts, which I think looks a lot better. It means that there's no light on these walls here anymore, but I've also put lighting under the carpet, but rather than putting it directly underneath, you can see I've gone down a few blocks. So that the lighting is not too obvious in these corners. So it still looks like most of the light is coming from this chandelier. I've also fiddled around with the paintings on the chair backs until I've got them all the same. That took quite a lot of attempts. I also realised that I could push the chairs in under the table like this. So I've left one of them pulled back here just for a bit of variety. And the other thing I've done is I've dug out a passageway in each direction, just a short way, just to save doing that whilst recording, or sort of starting immediately with hi, here I am, now I'm going to go off camera and do some digging out. Anyway, this side I've done two doorways, one on either side. I don't know whether I'll continue that direction or whether I'll put a wall across here and just make this into a T-junction. This is going to be the kitchen and pantry, also very important to hobbits. So anyway, I'm going to go and hollow out the space I want for these rooms, and I'm going to be lining the kitchen with stained clay rather than wood panelling, which shows the reason behind having the doorways 2 blocks thick. It allowed me to have a different block on the inside than the outside. Anyway, I'll go and do that now. Okay, there we are. Right, I've made this quite simple, relatively simple. I've just used the yellow stained clay for the walls. It makes it look a bit brighter than the wood, but the sort of slightly orangey colour of the clay makes it blend in quite well. It's sort of an earthy tone. I used quartz for the ceiling, and because there isn't stairs from the hardened clay, I've done this recess into the ceiling. I wasn't quite sure about this to start off with because of the lighting glitches, but I actually quite like the effect. It looks like there's sort of light coming out the 4 sides directly, just shining onto the sides of the alcove, recess rather. I've actually wired this up to a switch, just with a couple of redstone torches going up and a line of redstone across the top, because I've got an idea for another effect that I want to try and set up in here. and then the floor is a checkerboard of the stone slabs and furnaces, which is a lot easier to put down now that you can shift right click to place something on a furnace. Before you didn't used to be able to do that, so you had to sort of put in all the half slabs first and then go around and put the furnaces in afterwards. Also had to sort of put any furniture you wanted on the walls rather than on the floor. Anyway, right, so layout for the kitchen. I'm going to want to have the cooker over there. Trick that I've seen from someone else is to put a detector rail on the top. It looks like a hob on top of the cooker. Then I'm going to want, let's see, some chests. Let's try some dark grey carpet. And shouldn't need those anymore. I want a cauldron, which will be under brewing. Yep, okay. And I'll need a bucket of water to fill it with. Right, so what I want is chests there and there, and there and there. I want a cauldron there with water in, and then I'll need some wood. Let's try the jungle wood for a change. Just go in the corners there and there, and then the carpet over the top, the worktop. There we go. That's the basic layout. I don't know whether I shall actually use the chests for anything. They just sort of represent cupboards. Let's put a lever. Oh, tripwire hook maybe. Tripwire hook over there. Yeah, there's a tap over the sink. Now, I want to do breakfast bar over the top here, so I'll need to put some string down on the floor. I can put the carpet over the top of it, like that. Okay, that looks quite good. Now I've left this corner open because I want to put a fridge in the corner. And I'm going to do a trick that I've seen before. Let's have some iron blocks and buttons, and I'll also want a dispenser and some redstone. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is knock out those two and replace the furnace there with a dispenser facing upwards, which has the same texture on it as the furnace, the top of the furnace, so it looks like it's just a continuation of the floor. And then I'm going to stick redstone down there, 2 iron blocks on top with buttons on. Now, suppose I have some raw fish. No, let's make it cooked fish. Let's have a stack of cooked fish. Not ever likely to fish that much, although I understand they are going to be making changes to the fishing mechanic in the next version. Right, so I can put stuff in this dispenser under the chest here, and now if I click the bottom button of the fridge, I get a cooked fish out. So you can pretend that it's in the fridge. Right, let's think what else. This corner, opposite the fridge, I want to do a small cupboard for brooms or mops or something. Door on that. The outside. That. I have a suspicion that it might actually be dark enough in the cupboard here for... might be dark enough with the door closed for mobs to spawn in there, but if so I should just have to put some lighting under the floor or something. That reminds me. I need a furnace down there. For the flooring. With a bit of luck, mobs won't be able to spawn on top of furnaces. I think they probably can. Right. Oh, that's not going to work properly. Oh, that's a bit of a pain. What I want to do is put a row of cupboards up here and use the lighting glitch to make it look, when this main light is turned off, make it look like there's downlighters under the cupboards shining down. Oh, right. That's interesting. Light switch makes the cupboard door open. I went and broke the detector rail. On there. What if I put the door that way around instead? Yeah, that's better. It opens inwards now, but there you go. It's only for show anyway. I'm not going to keep anything in the cupboard. Yeah, so what I want is to have... Well, I might be able to do that. Let's see. What I want is some jack-o'-lanterns and some junglewood stairs. Be able to do this. And some trapdoors. Now, how am I going to get at this? Because what I want to do is put the stairs around that. I'm going to have to make a hole in the wall. Then I'm going to want to fill this with pumpkins anyway, jack-o'-lanterns rather. If you put lighting behind stairs, it actually shines through, but it doesn't actually add to the lighting level. So it'll look lit up, but it won't actually be any brighter. It won't shed any light anywhere else. Now, I don't like the look of that. Straight, okay, it's there. Actually, I'd rather have the top. Not that it matters that much, because they're not actually cupboards. Right, now if I turn this main light off, yes they are, you can see it looks like there's lighting underneath the cupboards. However, most of the time this light's going to be on anyway, because without it, mobs will spawn in here. If I show you the block lighting here, it's only block light 3 or 4, which is all coming through the doorway. It's no brighter here than it would be if those jack-o'-lanterns weren't there. But what I'm going to want to do, I think, is possibly move this recess back one towards the door, because I don't like the way that that is flush with these cupboards. In fact, the cupboards overlap it slightly. So I'll do that and be right back. Okay, there we go. I think that looks a bit better. It actually looks quite good lined up with the corners here, and without the main light on it's actually shining through the top there a bit as well, which looks okay. Right, the only other thing I want to try in here is above the cooker. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it above the cooker. Where's the paintings? Something I've seen someone else do is to put... Oh, I can put that there. But what I want to do is get the same painting actually the one with the green pepper would be quite good. Come on, let's start up this end instead. If I can get the same one repeated all the way along here, you can see how much trouble I had with the chairs. Yeah. Then it looked like it's tiled. Oh no. Left clicked instead of right clicked. Clash. Oh, let me do that off camera as well. Right, there we go. One tiled splashback above the hop. I would sort of like to put them further round, come round above the breakfast bar and above the sink, but of course I can't put a painting in the corners here, and I wouldn't be able to have excuse me, wouldn't be able to have the painting behind the tap either, so I think that'll do. Right, so I reckon that is the kitchen. In survival I may use these to store food, but I am going to have a pantry over this side, which will obviously be for storing food as well. How does that look? The paintings are actually blocking some of the lighting there, so I'm not entirely sure about that, but I think that's okay anyway. Right. I will hollow out some space for the pantry and decide what colour I'm going to do that, and I shall be right back. Okay, here we are. I've made the pantry almost the same size as the kitchen. It's actually one block shorter this way. Normal house, the pantry will probably be just a cupboard, well, a slightly larger cupboard than that, off of the kitchen. But seeing as this is a hobbit hole, and hobbits are extremely fond of their food, I thought I'd make it a bit bigger. So in fact this is really going to be a storage room. I'm going to do a combination of chests and trap chests on the sides here. And put some brown carpet on the top of them for shelves above them. Yeah. And what I'd also like to do is to have some shelving along the middle, and possibly even a couple of chests recessed into the wall at the back there. What I might do is put item frames up the top here with the different types of food in them, just to vaguely look like the stuff on the shelves. And that can be used to indicate what's in the chests. So I'll get some bits of food out in a minute. Now, the shelves along the middle, I'm going to do again with the brown carpet. Obviously, not going to be able to actually put anything on them. And it looks a bit weird with them floating at this end, so what I might want to do is to put some more... Oh, I could put another couple of chests there, I suppose. I I'm not able to put that on there. There we go, I must have been standing too close to the chest, yes. Because the collision box of the chest is smaller than the... well, it's not as wide as the collision box of the carpet, so if I'm standing right up against there, I can't jump up. Right, so that makes those look a bit better. I decided to go with the white stained clay because it basically looks like unpainted plaster, which I think is okay. Put some more in here maybe. It's going to be very simple anyway. It's just a storage room. I've put the light in here as same as the kitchen, but I haven't worried about wiring it up to a switch. It's just got a switch directly above it in the ceiling to keep it on. Right, there's the pantry. It would look better if the light was turned off. It had a light switch, but then I'd have to worry about mobs spawning in there, as well as the rain outside. When I was digging this out just now, there was a sheep up on the surface directly above me, making more noise than I really wanted it to. It seems to have gone quiet, so it must have wandered off. I promise I didn't go up there and kill it. Right, anyway, there we go, that's this branch done for the moment. I probably will close this off for the time being, but I'll do that off camera, and next time I think I'm going to come over to this side and do a couple of bedrooms. So I'll see you next time. Bye bye.